Welcome to the David Pakman Show. My name is Brittany Page, host of the Page Perspective here on YouTube and co-host of I Doubt It podcast. Thank you for joining me. I am here the day after Christmas to work through the news with all of you. I'm new to this guest hosting gig, and I must admit I was nervous to come on the day after Christmas, wondering whether there would be any news. But the news does not stop because of the holidays. Evidently, everyone shares Melania Trump's Christmas sentiment.
You know, who gives a about Christmas stuff?
That one, because there is a lot of news to get to, so let's cover it. First, and you may be happy to learn, even on Christmas, Trump cannot escape his legal issues. It's hard to keep track at this point, given the 91 criminal counts and 4 different cases. But the one we're talking about right now is related to his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. His legal team submitted a late night filing just before Christmas, asking a federal appeals court to throw out this case, making the bold argument that Donald Trump possesses absolute presidential immunity. This filing, of course, comes after the Supreme Court declined special counsel Jack Smith's request to fast track the case, deciding whether Trump is immune from prosecution for crimes he allegedly committed while he was president. The U.S. Court of Appeals here in D.C. gets to determine first whether Trump can be prosecuted in this case. Special counsel Jack Smith is trying to stay on target here with a March 4th trial start date. The D.C. Court of Appeals apparently is working quickly on this, with oral arguments scheduled to start January 9th. According to reporting from NPR, quote, in their brief, Trump's lawyers argue that no current or former president may be criminally prosecuted for official acts unless they have been impeached and convicted by the Senate. Since that did not happen to Trump, they write, he has absolute immunity. They also call the indictment, quote, unlawful and unconstitutional, and warn that it, quote, threatens to launch cycles of recrimination and politically motivated prosecution that will plague our nation for many decades to come. So this is similar to what we've heard before, always with the threats that if Donald Trump is held accountable for wrongdoing, it sets a dangerous precedent that other presidents who allegedly lie about the election being stolen, use their legal team to pursue lawsuits in states where they lost, spend who knows how long campaigning to overturn election results in the face of evidence the election was not stolen, and in the face of repeated rejections from courts about these claims of election fraud. Anyone who does these things may then also be held accountable. And what I really want to know, where does this absolute presidential immunity end? I mean, kidnapping, murder, rape. Do they know what absolute means? One thing that I think is important and that I follow every day as a person thinking out loud in public on the internet is to admit the limits of my knowledge. I'm not an attorney. I am not an expert in legal matters. I'm a licensed therapist, so I spend a lot of my time talking about things that impact people in my work in that field: poverty, homelessness, drug use, psychology, public policy generally. The law, not an expert. So what do we do when we're not an expert and we want to be responsible? Well, we turn to the experts. Norm Eisen is an attorney, and he recently made an appearance on CNN to talk about the implications of this argument from Trump's team and focus specifically on the argument that the indictment is unconstitutional, that because Donald Trump was not impeached and convicted, he has absolute immunity.
Well, if the absolute immunity argument is a loser, the impeachment argument is frivolous. I mean, it's not even colorable, Jim. I checked the Constitution this morning, and what the Constitution actually says is that if a president is convicted, he or she shall, quote, nevertheless be liable for criminal proceedings. Nevertheless is not the same as only if they're convicted are they liable. So they're turning the Constitution upside down here.
Turning the Constitution upside down, as one would expect with Donald Trump and his legal team. He appears desperate to do whatever it takes to delay as many of these cases for as long as possible, and is willing to use whatever argument he can to achieve this goal. I guess we should know relatively soon how this will go, given the oral arguments start January 9th.
I love the sponsor. Our sponsor, Green Pan, makes the best ceramic nonstick cookware money can buy. I've been using it for years. You're probably familiar with Green Pan. They really revolutionized home cooking back in 2007 when they introduced the ceramic nonstick cookware. Now Green Pan has launched their slow cookers. You can create family-sized meals with the press of a button. They're available in 8 beautiful colors. I have the white one. The other night I made a beautiful brisket. Not technically a Hanukkah brisket, not yet, but could be. I made it in my Green Pan slow cooker. The results are amazing, super easy to clean up. You can brown in the pot. I don't need to brown on the stove. I can do it all in the slow cooker. None of Green Pan's cookware has any of the harmful chemicals that other brands have. Green Pan has their own factory. They live up to their standards. They won the 2023 Good Housekeeping Sustainable Innovation Award. And all Green Pan stuff has a 60-day return policy, so you have plenty of time to make sure it is right for you. Upgrade your cookware this holiday season with Green Pan. Go to greenpan.us and use the code PACMAN to get 30% off your entire order, plus free shipping on orders over $99. The link is down below.